Hello, YouTube. It's time for marathon. They took away the countdown, so I don't know when this is starting. Unless there's a delay. Could be a delay. Oh, it's getting louder. It's getting louder, chat. What? That was very loud. I'm really digging the aesthetic of this. The music, the noises are kind of sick. Here we go. Are we watching at the highest res? We are. Flashing light patterns. Those are all the dev team. Ollie's excited.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry, you're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
Wow.
Doing great, thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun.
Look at that, nice.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you and your office.
Is this the collector's edition?
Yeah, I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time, I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread, so. Just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the
Everyone's
line, we're
a little
also joined by
nervous.
a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and
Everyone's a
film
little
to life.
nervous right now.
Our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. And then, make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything. Yeah. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
A lot of hats.
As we go right on down the line, we have,
what does
without a doubt,
it
the most
mean?
important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means
look at that tattoo.
I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to
It's a
set up
badass
what the
tattoo.
sandbox, the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
Combatants.
And of course, last
so that
but
means
excepting
that it's
not least, someone who
PvE.
you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone
As well
who's
as
been able
P.
to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only senior design lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into, we make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming
Did you
up very
find
shortly.
me,
We had
chat?
a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay.
I think we're going.
Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Oh shit, it's time. It looks very Destiny.
The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Huh. I want to see that in 4K. Yo, release date. September 23rd?
All right, everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And
Wow.
in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members
That's
of our
right,
community
chat.
and
NA
moderation
only.
teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it.
Yeah, I want to
What did we
see a
just see?
deeper
A
gameplay.
lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot. Obviously, it's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously, a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, it's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really want
the
to take
alpha
that
is
sort of,
NA only, guys.
I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, attract others to it, and so you can have a
JP,
bigger
that's
party
Toby
with it.
Ziegler's kid?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah. No,
Who,
it shows.
him?
And, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started
Who's
at
Toby
Bungie,
Ziegler's
was on the
kid?
multiplayer team. And,
Oh, it's a joke?
I
Oh,
am
I was
a
about to get really
competitive
excited.
person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see. And obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here for
There's not that many
alpha.
runners.
So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either
Void
the
is gonna
USC
be
or
the most
players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak, into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
alpha.
exciting. A lot of different play styles to choose from out of the gate.
Absolutely.
And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. Before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Thank you, Pompey Hammer.
Yeah, it's one
The
of our
amount that I
ingredients
care is
that we've sort
immense.
of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our
What
materials.
makes this better
we use
than,
a lot
say,
of graphic design
Concord?
and color. And we,
I don't know,
we sort
maybe
of
the
use it as
fact that
tool to
Bungie's
onboard
behind
artists
it?
who are working on the project.
The people that literally made Halo and
doesn't hurt
Destiny
to have
shooting?
a world-class concept team.
AKA
cranking this stuff
the
out.
best in the
That's,
fucking
that's sort of
business?
the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But like,
Holy
what's it been
shit,
like
I
stepping
haven't seen
into this
chat
world?
this negative
It's
in a
amazing.
long time.
Yeah, for
This is
art
crazy.
geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig
Just stop
Mullins, who
watching.
you see art represented on the
I'm
left.
excited.
Started out
I
as
don't
a
care if you're
fan,
not excited. Stop
and
watching.
got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And
Oh,
we've
I
always
think
tried
what
to,
happened is Co
pay
stopped
attention,
watching,
pay
so all the
homage,
people
make
that
sure
wanted
we
to
were doing
hate watch
justice.
came over
And
here.
you can see here in the center,
Fuck.
this is kind of a proto runner. We developed
sucks
early
for
in the
me.
process to make sure that our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well.
What
and
is
I think
this?
we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well
That's
has
true,
any
Dark
questions,
Harris.
go
I
ahead
don't
and
want
drop
to
them in. We're
deport
going
the
to try and answer as many
co-refugees.
as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there.
It's not
Folks
cool in
on
the
the community
current
team are going
era.
to be keeping an eye out. But we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Let's do it.
So mods, if you want to start doing those giveaways, I just got 10 codes. And we have to distribute them by the end of the broadcast, so.
Marathon is a team-based
Here we go.
extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment
I
you
love
can
the art
scavenge
style.
throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault.
That's
Death
a lot of.
is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight.
Huh.
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic teamfights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner.
Huh.
No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews.
Oh,
Running
that's
support for your
awesome when
friends,
she runs.
Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4.
So they're doing seasons.
Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Huh, okay. I'm definitely in.
All right. It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style, again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on a legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
Ben Starr's
He's almost an
everywhere.
Andrew Witz, but he does his best.
He's everywhere, man. This guy.
All right,
He's got to calm down.
A tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Yeah. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like, it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun. Mr. Witz, I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well, who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much too often.
You don't even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption play style. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas
Thanks for
all
the gifted
what's
subs,
the pacing
by the way.
targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of Kind of
Perfect.
sketchy. Yeah.
No, it's no, he has a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Wits, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing.
It
and then you
definitely
get,
sounds
like,
a lot
cord
like
specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump. Like that's how much we want to kind of push.
It sounds
that,
a lot like
so that gear really
Destiny in
matters.
some
And so
ways.
builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
18.
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So going to be room for a lot of play styles.
Well, there's
I know we
multiple
talked
maps,
a little bit
okay.
about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching?
Of
any
course,
these
there's multiple maps, but there's multiple sizes of maps.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best
I have
strategy.
to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that, it's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible, you get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? Someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So.
By the way, chat, we have to give all these codes out. They gave us 10 alpha priority pass codes or whatever it is. We have to give them out by the end of this broadcast. So you're going to have 30 seconds to accept yes or no if you want the key. If you don't, we're immediately re-rolling.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We
Also,
appreciate
it's
it.
North America only.
So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of playtesting here internally. Wits, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap, like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, these mercenaries kind of going crazy, and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast up here, okay? They're
It's just processing power.
the math is going, like it's happening.
It's improvisational, right? It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot. Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment.
Hey, Sleepy Chimera, you won.
grenades.
You got to type in chat. We're re-rolling.
Yeah, there's grenades. We have a bunch
If you
of
don't
different
say
types of
anything
grenades
in the
game,
next
as well
45
that
seconds or
you
so.
can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks. Yeah, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just, we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time. And so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was going to say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it,
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of, morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs
All right,
something,
Chad,
right?
our
Getting
giveaway
shot,
system is
you're
not
going to have, a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will
equipped to do giveaways this
do
fast.
stopping
So
power, right?
I'm just going to
They can knock
copy
you out of
paste them
sprint,
into
they
chat
can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game.
and put a
And
question
so
mark
if you are hit with a chem grenade
at the end.
tox,
The
you
question
can
mark
be
will always be a
immobilized, right, which
number.
really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into
0
these
through
concerns,
9.
making sure you have an answer for these things that happen.
All
So
right.
we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game.
It'll
but the
be a
approachability
link.
of the
It's
action
going to be a
game, right?
link
That's
that
how
I'm
we're
going to
trying
give
marry
you.
that together. In addition
This is
to
the
that,
worst
if
way
you,
to do
you know,
it.
have some bad
Go to
runs,
another
right,
channel. There's a
like,
bunch of
and you
stuff.
don't have a lot of,
Bunch
you
of
see our group
ones
kind of
given
going
away.
down. We have the sponsored kits, like it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really like you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like the goal is that you can always clutch. Even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like
There's
really
some
high-end
influence
gear,
from the puzzle.
because that's your
True.
payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my god, I took this player, and oh, they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah, you know.
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here.
So
at
there's a
Bungie is
question
working
mark at
alongside
the
our
end of
community,
that string.
which is why
It's
we've also
0
had the chance
through
since
9.
about
Good luck.
2022 to work with hundreds of different creators.
See
in
where
our
it says
community as
code
well,
equals blah, blah,
to go
blah,
ahead
blah,
and get
blah.
some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Oh my god, is that Dr. Lupo?
Down the ball again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, we got out!
I don't really.
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
So far, I only know Dr. Lupo. $40 creators.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
Look daddy up, let's go.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you
That's a lot of loot.
Yes, sir. Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
Yeah, I'm
who's,
gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that
Yeah,
real
I'm
quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to get going?
Yep, may as well.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Oh, okay, there's.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the gang, there is.
All right, there you
fall
go.
damage,
Those are all the
and it
things
is
I have.
severe
Good luck.
If you
There
drop
is. I got a mod
a lift.
earlier that like drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
When you hit the ground,
don't take
it saves it.
damage.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little
Gunplay looks good.
compound everywhere.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good? You good?
Okay, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, he didn't jump up.
I think they just bleeped him cursing.
We're killing them or we're ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some bits ammo. Guys, follow me. There's a green punk
I
right
got
there.
What was that? Those are like weird bugs.
Underneath.
Oh yeah, here I think.
Player. Down one.
Dude, it's so funny how this sniper is literally just the Halo sniper, which is literally just the Destiny 2 sniper, which is now the Marathon 2. If it works, it works.
Actually, you want to do the HPD? Watch it here. Bad looks like
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
Let's
eat
clear
it.
the ones, clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
It does feel very And I mean this as a compliment,
purple one.
though some of you will roll your eyes. It feels very like Modern Warfare-y. Or Apexy. I could say Apexy too.
Big Grenadiers, yeah. They're pretty great. What do you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? We're just
Yeah,
just mechanical status effects.
I'm using it.
The AI is, or the UI is also pretty busy, but simplistic at the same time. Like there's a lot of information being displayed, but it doesn't seem overwhelming.
Yeah, dropping in big ones too. They've got long shots in too.
I love the fact that they bleeped out all the curse words.
Oh. Yeah. That's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I've got one shield. There's a loot up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice.
Oh, that guy pushed up on him. Yo, that shield's cool, but what is he good? Oh, okay, he has a shotgun.
Annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
So are these all AI that they're fighting right now?
Oh, yeah, there's a sniper.
Okay, that's another player.
Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Ben.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that's it. He killed two, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked one, I knocked another.
Good stuff.
Wait, how did he just res him?
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time.
Will this game go the same way as Concord chat? I think anyone that says that is an actual idiot, given that currently Marathon has 500,000 people watching on Twitch, and Concord literally never had more than 10,000 ever watching it do anything ever at all ever.
Player. I mean,
You're literally just farming for reactions with comments like that.
I'm underneath.
It might be the stupidest take I've ever heard. Is this gonna be... They paid every streamer to watch this reveal, therefore the game will be good as a bold take. Brother, very few streamers are sponsored to watch this.
No, if they're close.
Otherwise, we would have to disclose it. Because that's illegal.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
However, we do have a bunch of viewers being paid to watch me right now, so.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built God squads, you could say. I feel like we might be the God squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
Will I play it? Yeah. Absolutely.
Got knife some AI and grab some guns.
It's a AAA extraction. I don't think that that's been done before.
Yeah, loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
I'm interested to see if they can nail that.
Where did I just hear that thought? Oh, I knifed one.
Thanks for that gifted sub, Didi. That was a crazy time to kill. I don't know if that's because they missed every shot or because... What is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him. It's a purple shield.
UESC reinforcements
What?
signal detected.
I think that was
I
AI.
found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! I don't want the
Yeah, dang.
conquest. LMG. I should take it, but I don't want it.
So here, take
Oh,
this.
what
Oh,
is
there's
that?
the sniper rifle. It even looks like the
Same.
sniper rifle from Halo.
What's the question marks again?
Do you play more Wildgate? Maybe tomorrow after
That are
drop
on the
frames.
map?
Where's- Oh, I think those are the flares, right?
Huh? Like
Like
this?
the cash flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flares, 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 flares.
One is broken.
I'll get a purple shield. I knocked one.
I knocked
Quick look
one.
around. 20 sponsored streams of Marathon. It says a reliable source. Let's go with that.
Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
That's basically everyone. True.
Behind, yeah, glitches behind you at the moment. White shield, white shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down, down.
Very good.
Very, very nice. I called the purple. Yeah, I want the frickin' purple.
I kind of like how everything's
Purple shield.
immediately
Look at that.
labeled how much it cost.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I can have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie.
Tommy's on
experience
drop
is-
frames next
is an
week.
exciting
Yes,
moment.
he
The
is.
game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege.
Next Sunday is
It's been a
Easter?
great time getting to set that
I
up.
don't
And of
think
course, I
Rami
promise I'm
cares
not saying
about
this just to
Easter.
work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com /Marathon the Game is where to find us. Also, same with all of our other socials, as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in, much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn, that's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
He's on the back 90
Ton of
minutes,
fun. I mean,
Burkity.
even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it's super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there's a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who are brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody. Like
I think I saw
Tens
Tins there, so that might
Lupo
be.
was in there, and but yeah.
Might be who he's
yeah,
referencing.
You had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so It was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm going to throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them,
Clearly
the
Nick was the
creators.
problem.
And, yeah, it's probably your
agree,
team that
Nick
was
is the
destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
Thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, Lars. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Which also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit.
What does that even mean?
What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game?
Jeff's watching this and he's just like,
it's awesome, like playing the
what
game
are you
for so long,
doing?
right? And seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right? For like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit.
Dude.
Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels, and the fight was literally like almost 1 by 1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions, and that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume in the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, when are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there, and they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Oh, yeah. I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, that was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
pretty
good.
solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys had a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely.
I really wonder why they're not
UESC,
showing more of
security
this.
units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them.
Especially
We also
because
have ticks, which are
I'm pretty sure
these
the alpha is going to be
wonderful,
NDA.
surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah,
Friendly.
they run
wanna
at you.
hug you. Yeah.
They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like going to be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like.
It is NDA. They made me sign
all
up.
kinds of
Oh,
surprises
for the sign
that
up.
await players and the alpha is a few, but
What's
we got
the
a lot.
scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest
Yeah.
unit, the Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and
I can't talk about it.
They have a bunch of like clones
Hey,
that
man,
go out there.
I
so
didn't ask you about
You're
it,
not sure
okay?
which one to shoot.
I didn't ask.
And then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you. But that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC. And if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be
Look
flanking you
who
and rushing
just
you down,
stumbled into the stream.
We're purposely making
Drunk
them
from last night.
these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shepsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of.
When will it be released on Switch too?
But you may never know. Like some
True.
of those 3 different players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them. Like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner. So we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. So again, obviously, it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd.
Holy crap,
as players
Rusty.
finally get a chance, some of them, to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories.
That's a
that I
good
think
question,
that
Sir
we're looking forward to
Hefeton.
seeing
I don't
happen,
know.
Especially ones that we've never even seen before.
It didn't look like there was any
getting onto the
safe
planet,
pockets.
Like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, When our trailer says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game.
That's pretty crazy. He's worked on this for
sort of
6
the culture
years.
it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. Wits, how about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
Yeah, I heard the
I'm just really
Discord
excited
crashed.
for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah, very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite. Out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Well, chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show.
You
So
said
for
there was
starters,
gonna be a
guys,
one
thanks
more
so much for being
thing.
here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together.
Is this sponsored? No.
Also, there's there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job. Thank you.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly, rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, to We got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scaro and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing.
Can you raid with 38,000?
Now, we've told
I
you
thought
a
that
lot
there
about
was
the game
a
so far, but we haven't had a chance
maximum
to really touch on the narrative just yet. And we're
thing you
really
could raid
excited
with.
to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and
Is
out
it
of the game.
75,000?
And we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime,
wait, what?
Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see y'all Starside.
Are they announcing a show? From the creators of the Halo show. What is this?
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculptor well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them. And the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell feeling.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion.
Like $1 trillion. Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
Identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom.
That's your mom. Now, consider this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
Really?
Hey, what's that you're always tuned into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is? You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Sick kickflip. Take the shot. This is wild. Oh. Huh. He's getting his music back.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Nothing beside remains.
Oh no!
Colossal wreck. Round the decay of the boundless and bare. Boundless. The lone and level sand stretch far away.
What if it's Jimbo? Or it's Jeff Keighley. Keighley's like, I'm back.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
What is all this? I don't like this. This is hurting my head. Is that it? Cool. Dude, that video at the end for me was definitely the highlight. That was really cool. I don't even know what I just watched. That was rad. That was rad as hell. Please disperse. Let me see if, oh, that's true. I wish I had that vertical monitor that Sacriel has. I want to see if they have 4K video over on Bungie's YouTube. Is there a Marathon YouTube? Marathon YouTube. There is. So that's the reveal cinematic short is what they're calling that. Is this 4K? It is. Let's watch this in 4K. I really want to hear that song. I don't know what that song is that they constantly use, but that's what I want.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4.
This song right here.
You are a runner. A cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces.
I just like this song.
And otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive.
I think the trick, and they even kind of talked about this, I think the trick is going to be how they sell this to the mainstream.
Grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your
because
feet
everyone looks at
and outplay
Tarkov
your
and they're just like, man, that game's difficult as shit.
You and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable
it does.
builds.
I thought Destiny when I first saw it, but now the more I'm looking at it, it does feel
Whether
like
you're on a zero-to-hero run,
Modern
or
Warfare-y,
with powerful gear,
which isn't a bad
you'll
thing
need to
for me.
Use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives,
like that knife throw
to streamline playing. Crews with context.
That knife throw is very much the hunter knife in Destiny.
Pings, shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner.
I wonder how many solo runners they're going to have in each round.
With dynamic events,
or if that's a different map,
and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive.
Or how they handle that.
There's a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your
Like, can you solo queue?
Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons.
That was pretty sick.
Disrupt rival crews.
I don't know how often that'll happen, but like the player jumped in, saw 3, threw the grenade at the front 2, shotgun the guy in the back, killed the guy, knocked them back, and then ran away.
Disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends. Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Huh. All right. Well, I'm definitely in. I'm going to be checking. Can I say that I'm going to be checking out the alpha? I don't know if that's NDA'd or what that means. I'm definitely on board. Yeah, we'll close out the YouTube VOD. I'm sure the comments section is going to be great. Because anytime there's a divisive game on the internet, conversation is always really handled well. Really. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you... Maybe don't.